So recently.
The problem is, like, it could be.
Yeah, it's a two-player format, dog.
That is the point. But like, here's my play plan.
What's up, guys? It's Craig here from Dragon Star Hobbies. Today we're playing some Legacy. This is from this past Saturday where we played Legacy. This is me versus Caden. He is playing Storm. I'm playing Black Red Reanimator. We keep game one. We have pretty much the perfect hand. There's someone to my left, Nate. He's never played Legacy. I don't think he's ever even watched Legacy. And I'm showing him how good this deck can be, as opposed to the game I had earlier in the first round, where I kind of stomped by Soul Tide. We kept a pretty good hand where we have the ability to Dark Ritual into a Thoughtseize. So we make sure the coast is clear in case they have a force. We look and we can see the Storm. These tournaments, these Legacy tournaments we have, we do allow proxies, so that's why you'll see some cards with, just paper backing. We allow 12 proxies just so some of the guys who normally couldn't have dual lands get a chance to actually play. So here we do Entomb, getting Sire, and it's a pretty unique experience for my buddy here, Nate, getting to see this, and then have mana left over with Lotus Bell, Animate Dead, Sire. This is turn one on the play with protection, and he just scoops it up. So sometimes you just win like that. So going in game two, I'm just going to take out a Tidespot Tyrant for that Iona. The Iona's coming in, just named Black, puts him off all his rituals, any hand disruption he may have. And he just can't go off with Tendrils. He could still try to go off with Empty the Warrens, but Tidespot Tyrant isn't doing a whole lot in this matchup. So this is what we end up doing. Game two, we're on the draw. We have a hand with an Entomb, hand disruption, Dark Rituals. We don't have a reanimation spell, but usually I'll keep hands like this if I actually have hand disruption and I have an Entomb. Entombs are the hardest card to find because there's only 4 of those, but there's 12 reanimation spells. So this is kind of scary getting Probe first because he does play Cabal Therapy. So he looks at my hand, he sees that I have an Unmask. He's kind of newer to Legacy as well. Caden's playing Storm. So he has to read Unmask. Most people do have to read Unmask, but he ends up cracking his fetch land. And here I'm worried the whole time that he has hand disruption. Like, that's the last thing you want in this matchup, is to be on the draw and then just be able to, cast Probe, look at your hand. I think that's another reason why Probe ended up getting banned in Modern. It's way too strong of a card, costing him mana, being able to get perfect information, replaces itself. It's not as good as a Cabal Therapy deck, but still pretty good. So, enough therapy, but it does have the Duress, which takes the one card we really needed, which was Entomb. So our hand went from pretty good to almost unwinnable. Like it's not the worst, but it's pretty bad. We have no big guys in our hands to put in the graveyard at any point. We have no reanimation spells. We have a whole lot of nothing. So we see his hand with our Thoughtseize we got off the top, and he had a Brainstorm. Pretty much nothing else in his hand. He had the Empty Spell Pierce and 2 Lotus. So we just take the Brainstorm, take his action. It pretty much leaves him dead in the water too. His draw steps are going to be better than mine, just like when I was playing against the Soul Tide deck. So we have to hope we hit. So he hits a Probe off the top. We have to hope we hit a Fifth Looting. That's kind of the best card we can get now. That's what we're hoping for. So he gets a Probe. So he gets an extra card. He drew a land. So here we go. Drew that third Dark Ritual just in case we want to hard cast a Grizzlebrand. Which is, even though it might be funny, it's definitely relevant, and that has happened. I've had to cast it. So, and you see that Caden's newer to the format. He ended up fetching on my end step. I kind of told him afterwards, I was like, hey, this isn't Modern. You don't have to get your shock lands. Especially if you're playing a Brainstorm deck. So he drew a Chromox, even more mana acceleration. I mean, we're almost there. We're gonna hard cast anything we want. So the only thing I think I'm thinking about here is unmasking him. which I ended up doing, which is why I hesitated, because I already had 2 Dark Rituals, I had Chrome Mox. Like, really at this point, I needed to see if he had a Brainstorm or a Ponder, like if he had anything. So he goes to Spell Pierce. I'll fetch. I'll pay for it. I think he thinks that his Spell Pierce isn't going to get any better as the game goes on, because I already have Dark Ritual he sees, and he knows that I have lands. So I think he was trying to see if I was going to go off that turn. He was going to try to make me tap a little low. So we drew a reanimation spell, which is good. But we still need 2 more pieces to the puzzle. We need to have something to put something from our hand into the graveyard, and we need an actual something to put in the graveyard. So here he drew another Brainstorm. He's just drawing into more action. This is how it goes, though. There's no reason to be like, you know, salty or upset. Like, he's got Ponders, Brainstorms. Like, he's gonna have action. You know, Titan Probes. We're just kind of gonna draw dead. That's why if people like honestly ask me if they should build Black Red Reanimator in Legacy, I'll tell them yeah. Like, if you enjoy graveyard interactions, I think this is a good deck to build. But its consistency is just, it's not very high. It's not as consistent as the blue-black version, which I played originally, but it's way more explosive, like you saw in Game 1. So here he drew Probe, and see my hand into Duress, being able to get my Reanimate, and here I am again, just dead. He just plays the Lotus Petal, and yeah, he just punted. He miscounted. I think I ended up figuring out when he did that he had Ad Nauseam, because he ended up with 4 mana there at the end of the turn, and I think he thought he was at 5. So here he goes for a Dark Ritual. Going out to 3. Alright, he's gonna crack that. He's gonna cast Dark Petition. So that may have been the card that he actually had instead of having Ad Nauseam. This is at Storm Count 2, and he only has 4 mana. I think this is where he punted again. He was trying to get enough mana to do Ad Nauseam. Draw a land for turn, play the land, set go. So we pretty much figured, since we thought he had Ad Nauseam before, but then he went Dark Petition into something, it's pretty clear he probably has Ad Nauseam now. So here he is, Cabal Ritual, going out to 5 mana. Boom, there's the Ad Nauseam we know about. Storm Count 2. Here's the fun part of this deck. I love when they go Ad Nauseam, just to see where they're going to lose life at. So he's hit land, Cabal Ritual, land, Past in Flames, which is what he needed. I think that was the card, Duress, and the LED. I mean, just, yeah, he hit pretty well just then. Put himself to 4, pretty close. And all he has to do is play it right, and he's got it. So he ends up using his mana over there. He played a land. He's gonna Cabal Ritual, go up to 5, LED. He has 5 black in his mana pool. He's at Storm Count 4. Here he's gonna tutor. In response, crack the LED. Hit his hand. He didn't get 3 red. He put it on the green, but you'll see I'll move it. He cast Past in Flames, or he's doing flashback and Past in Flames, doing his rituals. He's casting all the rituals, going up, and he went and searched for tendrils, and then he just cast tendrils. Didn't punt, he made it, got there. All right, going into game 3. You see we both had pretty explosive hands. Obviously, he kind of sputtered out the first 2 times, but he got it the 3rd time. Here we see I have a hand, 2 Animate Deads, a Chancellor, Lotus Petal. Like, I'm on the play. I have no way of getting anything in the graveyard. It's just not good enough. So he mauls, I maul down to 6. We look, Faithless Looting, Chrome Mox, Faithless Looting, 2 Chancellors. It's a pretty good hand because we can pitch the Faithless Looting to the Chrome Mox. I saw that in print. Be able to cast the other one. And like I said, we have 12. So we see Lotus Petal. We're gonna keep that on top because we still don't have a land. So we're gonna live off that Chrome Mox. So having a Lotus Petal is not terrible in case we do end up drawing like Reanimate or something. We can actually go off this turn. So we'll do this. Really, all we need to do now is just see reanimation spells because he can beat Chancellor, but it's very hard for him to. It's like having a Thalia in play. So we just ended up hitting 2 mana sources. We got rid of those. Here we are again, being on a power land. We have a Thoughtseize in our hand, so we can actually protect ourselves. Like, things haven't went terrible. Like, obviously, we would really like to see a reanimation spell, but this is fine too. This is still a pretty good start. So we see Strand, 2 Lotus Petals, Ponder, Infernal, Past in Flames. Yep, always. I just want to take any kind of deck manipulations, so Ponders and Brainstorms. I want to get those. At this point, he has a lot of the pieces of the puzzle. So he just throws that under the bus of the Chancellor triggers to trigger both of them, which is why like having 2 is no better than having 1. Here we are just drawing another land, so we have another mana source. So it's just all mana sources, but it's fine. So we crack that, got a swamp, and we're gonna flashback Faithless Looting. All right, we see a Grizzlebrand, which is great. Still no reanimation spells, but we did see Grizzlebrand, which was phenomenal. Like Chancellor's good too, but you usually want to go like, you know, reanimate the Grizzlebrand, like draw, you know, like 14 cards and find some more Lotus Petals and Chrome Moxes and stuff, and then like reanimate the Chancellor off of Exhume or something. So he sees our hand, he sees how sad it is, which is the Dark Ritual. So luckily his hand disruption spells aren't very good at this moment, but he also knows that he's safe for now. So this is not good. He looked at my face when we were playing. He goes like Dark Ritual, and he puts the Storm Counter out, and I'm like, oh man, no, not like this. He's playing all the stuff. LEDs. He goes for the Infernal Tutor, corrects the LED. Had Past in Flames in hand. Not what we want to see. Those were pretty good draws by him. Like I said, he already had pieces of the puzzle, but so he ends up just going for the Goblin strategy. So he's just gonna fill the table with dice. Here we drew another land. Not good. We pass. We have 2 turns. I think his storm count was like 7 or 6. So he either has 12 or 14. Okay, he had 12. And we drew another land. So we ended up losing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Check us out, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Have a great day, guys.